This is the help video for Access Chapter 1, the grader assignment, which is the Red Bluff Golf Course and Pro Shop sponsoring the Putts for Paws. So what I'm in is your course name will be different at the top, but the structure will be the same. So you'll go into Chapter 1 folder. In the Chapter 1 folder, of course, this is all of your materials that you can use to assist you. The assignments that you need to do are in the assignment folder. And this video is for this Prepare Case Putts for Paws charity. So we're going to click on that, and then we're going to download our necessary materials. We're going to download the files. I recommend you use Chrome, and so that at the bottom you'll have your file. So I'm going to close that. We're going to open up our zipped file. I know it's zipped because I have the pink compressed folder. You cannot use the files as they are now. So we're going to select Extract All. Here you want to make sure you put it somewhere that you know where you're going to find it. So I'm going to actually change mine to my folder. Put them there, and I'm going to extract it. And I already had them, so I'm going to go ahead and put them there. Once you have the files, there's 3 files that you need. The first is the instruction file, which is this file right here. There is the this Prepare Participants. That's a file you're going to pull data in, and then you're going to have the file that you're going to open. And for me, I'm in as a just like a student view, so mine says student. Yours will have your name at the beginning, and don't ever change the name. Okay, so I'm going to open that file up, and hopefully you've watched the movie that introduces you to the concepts covered in Access Chapter 1, specifically about relational databases. So I'm just going to split my screen here. So on the left is the file, on the right is the instructions. I need to enable the content, and you can see that I have 3 tables in this database. So the object table, I have table item, table order, and table order line. I have 1 query or question or against the data that I'm looking for an answer or result set already made. I have a form made, and I have a report made. So we have completed this step. I'm just going to mark it completed. The next thing that I want to do here is to import the participants. So if you have a physical textbook, I did want to note that this is page 59 to 60 in your textbook, if you want to follow along with that. So if you were to turn to page 59, you would have a little more detailed instruction on how to do this. So we need to go to the external data, and we want to find new data source. And the key here that you want is, where are you pulling this from? Well, it's a .accdb, so you know it's an Access database. So it's a table in an Access database, as opposed to an Excel file or a flat text file. So we're going to come to not file, where I'd get one of those, but database, and I'm going to select Access. So now it's saying, okay, you're going to pull data in from another file. Let's browse and find that. So here it is. So we're looking for the participants, right? So I'm going to click on Participants and open. So now what I want to do is decide, okay, am I actually importing it or linking it? Well, I actually am importing it. Look at the word here, import. So I'm going to go ahead and say okay, and it's going to come up and say, okay, what do you want to import? Well, this file, this participant database, only has one table. So I'm going to select that, but keep in mind you might be importing and there would be multiple tables listed, so you'd want to make sure you're in the right table before you continue. So we're going to go ahead and do OK, and we are not asked to save the import steps, so I'm going to go ahead and close. Now I have a participant table, right, that got pulled. The structure and the data got pulled from that external database. So I'm done with that step. So now it wants us to edit. Okay, so this is step 3 is on page 61 of your textbook. So the navigate and find the first record. So I'm going to open it. And you see it says last, first for the first record, right? These are records, the rows are records, the columns are fields. So I'm going to change the last name field to be student. So I'm going to make that student, tab, and then the first name is going to be access. And I want to draw your attention to the little pencil here. That pencil indicates that this change, this edit, has not been written to the table yet. In order to write it, you can do a couple things. The easiest is just to navigate off the record. So I'm just going to use my down arrow key and move off of record 1. That change has now been written to the file. The other thing you could have done is right here is the save button. You could have gone up there and clicked. So we have step number 3 done. We modified a record. Now we want to add a new record to the table participants. So look down here at the bottom at these little arrows. This arrowhead with it looks almost like a flash bulb going off, a little yellow asterisk there. That is new record. So I'm going to click that, and no matter how big my table is, it'll take me to the last or the first occurrence of a blank. In other words, so I can put in a new. So I'm just going to type, notice the pencil as soon as I start typing. And let's say I decided I didn't want to do that. I can just hit my escape key on my keyboard and it backs me up. So look, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to type Harper. And then if I hit escape, look, it takes me escape. So you can use that escape key if you've, while you're on the record, while the pencil's still there, to move back. I'm going to go ahead and type Juliet's record. And I want you to notice on the contact phone number, when I start typing, do you see how this little guide comes up? The parentheses for my area code, the underlines, the dash, it's all there to help me enter this. And we're going to look at how we can do that with an input mask. There is no corporate phone number. I have a pencil. I'm going to hit tab and move off of that record. Record number 30, participant ID 30, has now been saved. I'm going to go ahead and close this object. So I'm going to take the object name, I'm going to come over here and click on this X, not this one at the top. This one down here closes the object. This one closes the database. So this, oh, by the way, I'm sorry, this was on page, let's see, sorry, I have it down here. That was on page 62 to 64. And we are done with that. Done with that. I'm going to mark that done. Let's go on to 5. So now we're moving on to a query, and this little movie is only going to come to step 7 here. So we're going to do a query wizard, all right, which is not something you do a lot past this learning phase, or if you have a special query. But we're going to start off slow and use this query wizard. By the way, this is on page 69 through 71 in your textbook. We're going to do query wizard, and we want to do a simple query. So it's a simple query. And we want to use the table participant because I'm sitting on it, so that already filled it in. If you weren't sitting on it, you would just have to navigate here and find it. So now we want to put first name, last name. So I'm just going to double click, first name, double click, city, double click, next. I'm going to save it up here to something different. It's going to be called QRY ALBUQUERQUE, Albuquerque, and I'm going to finish. It's going to come up and it's going to show me I'm going to have 17 records, but look, it's not all the city of Albuquerque. So we started this, we laid a good foundation, but we need to limit. So we limited what fields we're looking at, right? We only want to look at these 3 pieces of information. But now we need to look at how we can just limit it by rows to those that say Albuquerque. And this step number 6 is 72 to 73 in your textbook. And to do it, you want to switch to design view. So I'm going to go to the home tab, and this left button here at the very top switches you between the view, like a datasheet view, and design view. This is design view. This is what we created when we used the simple query wizard. And so how we limit what rows is done in this criteria line. We're going to come over to city because that's what we want to qualify. And we're just going to type in Albuquerque. And I'm going to hit tab and watch what happens. Access is going to put those quotes around it, so I don't have to worry about it. And here's the other thing. I did not supply a conditional operator, meaning greater than, less than, greater than, or equal to, equal to. When you leave a conditional operator off of a criteria, it assumes the equal. So what I'm saying is, hey, show me last name, first name, city from the table participants table where, so the criteria is that where statement, where city equals Albuquerque. So now if I come up here and run it, I no longer have 17 or however many it was, I now have 3, and they all say Albuquerque. So super cool. So now I'm just honing in on the participants that are in Albuquerque. But I'm going to go back. This is in not a very good order, so I'm going to come back here. So we're done with step 6, and we have one more little step with this query, and that's to sort. And sorting is just putting something in a specific order. So we want to sort it by last name ascending and then first name ascending. So ascending is A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. The other is descending, C, B, A, or 3, 2, 1. So either counting up or counting down. We want to come to this sort row. I don't want to sort that. Ascending and ascending under both last name and first name. But let's look at this. BMR, J. Okay, so there's no 2 names the same. So first name at this point, there's no sort to it because it would only use this minor sort if there was multiples of the major sort. We can go ahead and save that and close this query. So here's the name, come over here, and we are done with this, which I was bad and did not tell you what page. So the page here is 77 to 79. Okay, I'm going to end this movie, and I'll pick up on the second movie at step number 8, where we're doing a form and a report. That'll be movie 2. All right, thank you.